Alright, AR Army Regulations 27.1, 14th of January 2017. Alright, Chapter 8, Mobilization, Employment of Reserve Component Judge Advocate, Units Personnel, Section 1, Employment of the Judge Advocate during the period of mobilization, Reserve Component Judge Advocate elements, including the LOD, or Legal Operations Detachment, and their integral legal operation teams, normal integrated individual work under the direction of supervisor, judge, advocate, major headquarters when mobilized, augment resource existing new judge, advocate office. Assignment of attachments during periods of the mobilization. When mobilized, reserve component, judge, advocate elements should be attached. Assigned to echelons above the brigade level, they may be detached, assigned for the operation control administration subordinate with the headquarters under the headquarters supervisor, judge, advocate. 8.3 operation control during periods of mobilization. Except for the trial, the defense, military judge, legal operation detachment team and teams reserve component elements function under the responsibility supervisor judge advocate headquarters attached and assigned reserve component judge advocate personnel augment supervisor judge advocate section integral part of the section working as a remote team may be employed separately as individuals. Employment of the U.S. Army Reserve Legal Command legal operation teams during mobilization. Legal operation teams, the unit with the task of the operation control of the headquarters supervisor judge advocate normally should be merged with that section. They may also become super judge advocate section with a provisional headquarters. If it doesn't have a super judge advocate section, then may work subject to operation control. First subject, supervisor judge advocate with the training with the command as a remote detachment trial and regional defense teams. Teams come under the full supervision control of the chief of the U.S. Army trial defense services. Upon mobilization attached to the echelons above the division, teams may be further attached subordinate units as required when not serving active duty in order to maintain the independence of the defense of the legal operation detachments and the subordinate teams operate with the technical supervision chiefs of the U.S. Army Tech Trial Defense Services, military judge, judicial as support teams. Teams come under the full supervision control of the chief trial judge, U.S. Army Trial Judiciary, U.S. Army Legal Services Agency. Upon mobilization, they may be attached to echelons above the division and further attached to subordinate units as required when not serving in an activity to maintain the interdependence. Military judge of the legal operations detachment and subordinate teams operate under technical supervision, U.S. Army Trial Judiciary. Section 2, Mobilization Guidance General, Judge Advocate General, and the PPTO, Personal Plan Training Office will determine the demobilization, sourcing, and filling the reserve component, judge advocate vacancies, requirements of the AC, active component, U.S. Army Reserve, U.S. Army National Guard units, including the replacement option, multiple component units, and the mobilization determinations will be based on the current operation concerns available to mobilization authorities, best of the interest of the Army, available funding available to active the Reserve, Judge Advocate Corps, assets, personal planning training offices with the determining directive of the relating decision are binding with the headquarters Department of Armies, ACOM, ASCC, Director Reporting Units, Force Common, U.S. Army Reserve Corps, and National Guard Bureau. Methods of filling vacancies include the description of planning, preparing personal planning and training office for the cross-leveling the reserve component, Judge Advocate General Corps personnel with a TPU, Troop Program Unit, and attaching with the Reserve Component Judge Advocate General Corps personnel of duty with a gain unit pursuant to the available mobilization authority during the active component and the Army AGR. AGR and Judge Advocate General Corps personnel with the mobilization of the legal operation attachment and it seems under its own with the relative under the identification code attached to it in place under the operation control of the gaining unit with the duty purpose administrative support, also known as unit level fill. 8.6 cross-level the Reserve Component Judge Advocate General Corps personnel with the Reserve Component Judge Advocate General Corps personnel need with the cross-level between the unit for the transfer and between the duty status. For example, the TPU, Troop Program Unit, and the DEMA and IRR fill position without prior to the personal planning training Office, Commander, U.S. Army Reserve Learning Command, and authorized direct with cross-level personnel with the U.S. Army Reserve Learning Command. God bless you. Trial defense military judges mobilization requirements. When mobilizing U.S. Army Reserve, Army National Guard, multiple components with the MTO, with the TDA, with the authorization trial defense, with the trial judiciary, reserve component, judge, advocate, general court, personnel with the following special rules apply. Is often specialized support with the provided in an area with a jurisdictional basis with the pool services of the aviation with the requirements specifically with the deploy own organic TDS. Bless you. Trial Defense Services Office with regards for the rank of the remain responsible for defense service operation support in accordance with the Army Regulation 2710, U.S. Army TTDS. Trial Defense Services have authority designated with the Defense Service for the installation retained with the authority with any of the Defense Council assigned to deploying units upon mobilization defense control teams of the Operation Control U.S. Army Trial Defense Services, the U.S. Army Trial Judiciary through the USALSS. U.S. Army Learning Services Agency provide with military judge support, mobilization, installation, power projection, platforms, augmented trial judiciary assets throughout the world. Senior military judge of the General Court Martial conveying authority, jurisdiction, control of the court docket assigned with the military judge support with all special with the General Court Martial case with the jurisdiction upon mobilization in accordance with the 1010 U.S. Standard Code 826C. Military judge teams reassigned the U.S. Army Trial Judiciary will come under the supervision and control of the U.S. Army Learning Services Agency, will be employed and directed by the Chief Trial Judge for the Chief Judiciary and attached as required. Chapter 9, Judge Advocate General Corps Recruiting and Accessions.